The Flash and Morbius both are very not mimetic, memeable movies, or movies that have become.
Sure.
I think it's better to describe them as movies that have become a meme in and of themselves. So actually, I've been thinking about it while I've been preparing for this episode. That there's kind of we're talking about like the interplay basically between memes and movies and what those are. And the way that I have come to think about it is that there's kind of different categories of relationships between memes and movies. And there's the ones that I have are is that there are memes made of movies. So for example, Marvel, that's pretty prevalent. Like, the one scene from when Tony says like, "What would you look at that?" Like that's a meme template. That's a meme that somebody watched the movie, thought that was kind of funny or whatever, isolated that specific instant and made a meme. Memes made for movies. There's a lot of M words going around here. Then I think there's memeable movies, which are movies, basically any type of movie, but that is more likely to have a lot of memes made about it. So like the early Star Wars prequel trilogies, those have a lot of memes made about them. I don't know if those are called the memeable movies, but you kind of know what I mean when I'm saying that. Then there's, I think, movies that use memes, that are incorporating memes. That's like the Minecraft movie and more recent, basically any Jack Black film, honestly, that's more recent. Like the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And then there's movies that are memes, basically, or a meme movie, which I think that's kind of like Morbius and the Flash fall into it. They're basically movies that have become so isolated in the cultural zeitgeist that they have become a singular meme in and of themselves. So that's like that. I think that's the best opinion if that is Morbius. So what I was saying is that I watched the films. Like those were at the library. I picked them up. I was like, that's interesting. Let's see what they're about. And I found them to be of better quality than I thought, essentially. Like the Flash, for example, I think that the Flash could have been pretty good if it had better CGI and it didn't have Ezra Miller as the Flash. That's the main thing. Is like he's quirky and awkward. He's not a good actor for that, I don't think.
You can say that it would have been better, yes, but there's so much bad CGI and so much Ezra Miller that you might as well. I think that's just, you can't. I just think it's an overstatement to say it could have been better if only these two things were changed, when in reality those two things are most of the movie.
I mean, like I don't know. Maybe again, this is just from my perspective. Like the CGI was like, there's parts where it was like very bad, but like even still, most of it, like when he does like the running thing and it's like a slow motion, like that wasn't as bad in my opinion. I don't think not when he's doing the weird vortex, whatever you call that. But I'm not necessarily defending the Flash. I just didn't think it was as bad as I was expecting. Even more so with Morbius, where I think that was a pretty fine film. Like it's okay film, because like the CGI was, it was okay. I think the use of shadows or whatever, the incorporation of that hid some of the defects, and they didn't use it like an absorbent amount. The story was like, okay, that makes sense. This flows from this, which flows from this. I think it's actually had a kind of a nice story with the idea of like the brother, and the conflict between them, and they're both not blood brothers, but like who become made brothers in and of themselves. And it also makes perfect sense why I'm forgetting the bad guy's name. I'm blanking on it, but
don't ask me. It's been so long.
Yeah, but like why he turned evil, like because it makes sense, and this is just like there's hints earlier in the movie that set up, so it's a good setup and payoff. There's a couple parts where like, okay, this is a little strange, but but Morbius I think is like a fine film. It's become such a meme that it's like it's hard to enjoy it without that context. Like I think let's put it this way, I think if you put somebody who had never heard of any of the Morbius memes or whatever and had no context about it, and just like said, just sit and just kind of give us your honest opinion of this film, I think they would find it to be a fine film. That's what I mean. But it's become so like it's Morbin time. Like that is what people think about when they say Morbius. That is all people think about when they see Morbius. So you can't remove that context from the film. And that's what I mean when it's a meme movie. Like the movie itself is essentially a meme. Which actually, speaking of meme, I think it might be good to kind of just define meme if you want to be technical about it. Because I actually think that this kind of relates to how memes are interplayed between movies and their usage, and kind of a bit of the philosophy about it. So using the Encyclopedia Britannica, a meme is defined as a unit of cultural information spread by imitation. And it's kind of ironic because the term meme itself, it originates from the Greek word meme, which means imitation, and it was introduced in 1976 by the British evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins in his work The Selfish Gene. And the whole point of I'm saying all that is that he was using it to say this is like information. It's basically a mind virus. That's the way that memes work. And
I didn't know that we were going to go back to the Greek for this.
Well, you did. Congratulations.
It's helpful.
But
it's
because
good.
The thing is the word meme itself is a meme. Because what is a meme? It's essentially like it's like a virus, but it's in your head. Essentially, it's like I'm telling you this funny thing, and you're sharing it, and you share it, and you share it, and so it becomes memetic. That's the more technical term for the spreading of it. So. Yeah. When you think about that, like basically what are memes is like they have this particular context, but they emerge from imitation, from repetition. And most of the time when you're using a meme, it's it's usually something funny, but it's based off a meme template, and that's used for a lot of other contexts. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, like it's all about imitation and spreading the singular idea. So there's your technical info, fact for the day or something.
Yeah,
that means
that word.
Yeah.
That's actually very interesting. Because we would probably say that memes are, impact font with, well, there's a funny video. Let me tell you. Let me tell you about this funny video I saw. Give me a second. I'm literally looking up how to create a meme. Well, but that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean.
It's not what I mean, man.
Yeah. And boys at 2 a.m. looking for beans. There it is. I found it.
Please hold. Oh boy.
Hey dude, I made this pretty cool meme. I wanted to show it to you.
Oh, that's so funny. How'd you make it?
Well, you see, first I added this really colorful background, and then this really funny cartoon of a salamander, and then this text, ask for a water cup and fill it with soda. I call it Sneaky Salamander. Oh, you want to know how to make a fresh meme? Well, let me show you. First, you take an oversaturated hallway, fill it with shadow demons, and then add some text like, me and the boys at 2 a.m. looking for beans!
And that was in 2019. It's gotten worse in 6 years.
90% like when you go on YouTube Shorts or whatever, and it's the Discord memes from my mom's basement or whatever, and it's like me and the boys doing this, and it's all just like terrible things. It's like me when she asks, have I been working out or whatever, or something like that. It's all.
Memes have changed over the years for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's kind of funny that Larry was very accurate in his prediction of how comedy would change, and it'd be randomly generated. And usually it's the random stuff that gets me laughing. Bringing it back to movies.